What's up, guys? My name is Sebastián Sierra, and welcome to another show, another podcast right here on Hablando Shit, Hablando Movies, because I gotta keep that brand going. So, now name is as a prototype, but Hablando Movies. We'll go for that right now. So, my name is Sebastián Sierra, and I just don't want to talk about movies by myself. I already do it for my reviews and other stuff, but I want to bring some of the people that are cinephiles, just as me. I think this is a good crew that I have right here. They're from the podcast Podrriqueños. I'm talking Alexandra and Joseph. What's up, y'all?
What's up?
What's up? You guys from the podcast Podrriqueños, right? You guys been doing this for how long?
A few months, I guess.
A few months. We have 4 episodes out. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Podrriqueños. We've started. We're doing a bunch of interesting stuff, so please check us out. We release episodes, so just...
We release episodes some Fridays and some Fridays we don't.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like this Friday, yes. This Friday doesn't. This Friday, yes. We'll talk about a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah. So definitely follow us, check us out. Be aware. Yeah, we are on Spotify and Anchor, and soon on other apps. Hopefully.
This little tease right there. But it's fun. I've heard you guys' stuff. I really enjoy it. I can feel the chemistry between you and your other hosts. You know, it's a group of friends. It's enjoyable. I like that stuff. So please check their podcast out. Like they said, they're in every platform available, and more coming soon, as she said. So stay tuned for that stuff. But for this episode, I just want to bring you guys in because, you know, I don't want to talk about myself about this topic. I want to bring some other people, friends that can talk about this topic. Since it's a movie podcast, I want to talk about what is going on today in the state of the world with movies. You know, we've been going for like a year and a half. Wow. Like this pandemic, holy shit, it's been crazy. Goddamn. And maybe 2 years or maybe 3 years, we don't know. It doesn't seem like we're gonna get out of this shit pretty soon. But people, movie lovers have been questioning like what is gonna happen with, you know, this movie theater. Is it gonna exist? Is it gonna cease to exist? How's the future of movies gonna be? But first, I want to ask whoever wants to answer first, like, how have you guys been enjoying movies in this past year? I guess like everybody, but how have you guys been enjoying movies in this past year and a half in this pandemic? Has it changed drastically, or is it like, like how's your experience?
I'm gonna let Joseph talk because he has seen so many more movies than me this year. Probably, most likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think that it's funny because I was thinking about this the other day, how we're getting every new movie like directly streaming. Like we got King Kong versus Godzilla, we got Wonder Woman, stuff like, which has been great because it's really nice to have that experience in your home. But I feel like it's not the same at the end of the day. Like it's not the same. I don't know. It's something weird that I don't know how to explain. But there's something really important about going out of your house, driving to, because at the end of the day, it's kind of a social event, you know, even if you're going alone, going to the theater. And I feel like there's something really important about that. But also another thing that I wanted to bring up is like, I don't know if it's because like the new movies that have come out, I don't care that much about them, or is it because like they're going to streaming, but they don't feel that powerful. I don't know. They don't feel that. I don't feel, because like I liked Godzilla versus Kong. I think you saw it, right?
Oh yeah,
Sebastian.
Yeah. It's great.
It was good. Yeah, it was great, but
there's a lot of dumb shit. There's a lot of dumb shit.
I feel like if I was in the theater, I would. Yeah, it's a dumb shit movie. It's a dumb shit movie. Like you're going to entertainment, but the thing is, like, I feel like in a theater, you would hear like everyone screaming, like, "Whoa! Oh my God! Yeah, come!" And I feel like that's kind of important. I feel like that's a little bit important. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I can see that.
What
What are
do you
your
think?
thoughts on that, Alexandra? Like, you feel the same way, or?
I mean, I agree with Joseph to a certain extent. I think that what he mentioned about just the movies that are coming out aren't really that interesting in the sense that you really want to watch them. It's also because of COVID, not many movies have been able to get out. As we've seen with some other movies, I think Promising Young Woman was a movie that was meant to come out way before this whole mess, and it came out during the pandemic, and I feel like because of that it suffered as a movie. Same with The New Mutants, which is a shit movie, but
that got butchered. That got butchered.
Yeah, that got butchered. I mean, that's a special case though, because that movie was meant to come out not even last year, like the year before that. So that's a special case.
That movie was supposed to come out the last century.
Yeah, and it got, I don't know what happened. It got so backtracked. But the only movies lately that have really,
it took a lot.
Yeah, the only movies that have caught mainstream attention have really been big blockbusters like King Kong and Godzilla. The Christopher Nolan movie Tenet got a bit of attention at the beginning. I was able to see it in theaters, fortunately, 2 times.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's good, but really, there's nothing. I mean, as far as movies that have been like I want to go see that, barely any.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. For me, I don't miss a theater at all. I'll just be honest with you. I don't miss it at all. I just like this HBO Max is showing me like, why do I need to go anywhere? I could just sit at home, wake up in my PJs, 11 in the morning. I was just like, King Kong vs. Godzilla, let's go, baby. Or watching like Falcon Winter Soldier or WandaVision all this past month or 2 months.
Oh, but that's a show. That's a TV show.
That's true. That's true. But it's like Wonder Woman. I'm glad I saw it at home. I need to see that in the theater because that shit sucked balls. That movie was trash. Holy crap. And then
I like the end.
You like the end? What was
I like the end.
I like the message, but yeah, it's not good.
The message, like speak the truth or something like that. I don't know.
It's speak your truth.
Speak your truth.
Be honest with yourself. I mean, to give benefit of the doubt. Sorry, Joseph. I'm a big Wonder Woman fan, but that's me.
Oh, okay. No, I really like Wonder Woman. I loved the first movie. Just the second movie was like, wow, this is
the second one. I don't know if this is right to say, but it was slightly more girly. Is the best word I can use.
It was pandering as fuck. It was pandering as fuck. Like, say, God damn, like girl power. Like, I get it. Like, you already have a female heroine. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. But like, we're good.
Yeah, and I feel like the first one did a better job with that, with the whole thing of like,
that movie sucked. But it's like, see, if it wasn't for HBO Max, I would have paid like $20 on it at the theater, wasted my time. True. I'm like, wow. But yeah, I mean, maybe like for example, like King Kong vs. Godzilla, like maybe that would have been a cool theater experience. But the things I don't miss about theaters is loud, rude ass people. I'm done with that shit. I don't like people like they have to be like active participants. Like, oh yeah, like making a joke. I'm like, okay, you want to be in the movie right now? Are you a cast member too? Like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to like sorry. Like, I used to be that guy. I'm like, that was rude as fuck, man. That's rude as fuck.
I think we all did.
Yeah, we all did. I mean, it sucked. But like, I also don't like people moving around in the middle of the screen. People making noise to go to the bathroom, get some popcorn. Kids, oh my god, kids whining and running off this like up and down the stairs.
Babies crying.
Yeah, babies crying. So what I also like about watching movies at home is like I can control the volume, I can control the environment. Mostly, if you live by yourself, you can probably do that. If not, you gotta deal with maybe 1 or 2 people. But other than that, I can just it's my environment. I can control how I want to do it, how I want to watch it, and
But see, that's where I disagree. Because I feel like, like Joseph said, going to the movies, going to the theater and watching it in the big screen with your friends or by yourself or with whoever, it's an experience. It's not the same thing watching at home. I think a good example is Endgame and Infinity War. Like those movies, you have to watch them at that moment with everybody around you screaming. The impact, like it's amazing. It's an experience. It's amazing, and it's more about that social experience than watching it in your house, which is it's great. It's comfortable.
That's true.
But it's a little. It takes a bit away from the experience of that whole thing.
Yeah. Besides that, I don't know. Like the thing is, like I really don't know how to put it into words. At the end of the day, that it is an experience. It is this really different thing where, because like now movies like have, like you said, like you get them directly into HBO Max or Netflix, etc. They kind of feel like YouTube videos. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm just gonna watch this video and sit here, and it's like, and it doesn't have that experience of like, it's almost like comparing watching a game on TV and watching like a game in the basketball court, like sitting there. It's like it has something there that's special, and I really don't know what it is exactly, but it is important to me. And I don't know, I've been going to movies since I was a little kid. Like my dad really likes movies, and he always took me to the movies. But like, there's something important there that I feel like streaming is not getting it. I don't know.
Okay, I mean, well, let me ask you guys this question: Like, you guys feel is a movie theater necessary for every movie? Because like you brought up Endgame, Alexandra. You brought up Infinity War. Yes, definitely. Those are movies. Like I remember watching the first Avengers movie like in theaters when I was in high school. That shit blew me away. Like I saw it 4 times in the theater. The movie was incredible. Like I love that experience. But is it necessary? Like for example, do I really want to watch Jojo Rabbit in the theater? I can just watch it at home. Like
that's a good question, because I was just thinking about that. The example that I brought up about Endgame and Infinity War, I think the best movie watching experience for the movie theater is a big blockbuster movie. Honestly, it's an action film, it's a horror movie, it's a superhero movie. That's the most popular thing now. But these movies that you can see, like Jojo Rabbit, for example, which are Oscar nod movies, Oscar bait movies. Those I think,
Oscar bait.
those are more acceptable in streaming, I think, because those movies you have to just sit and actually watch them and just really take them in, think about them, look at the message. And in a movie theater, you can do that. You can definitely do that.
Yeah.
But at home, it is a little bit easier. A lot of the movies that I've seen that are more, as I said, Oscar bait, have been here at home. So I'll give that benefit of the doubt where, it's probably like streaming is probably better for those types of movies.
Yeah, because I've had some good experiences with some smaller films. Like I don't know if you guys seen like Moonrise Kingdom. I remember seeing that back in well, if you guys are out for Puerto Rico, you guys don't know this theater, but Fine Arts, that's like the most like indie theater in Puerto Rico, and I remember seeing that in the small theater, watching Moonrise Kingdom. Loved the hell out of that movie. It was a great experience. So there are some good experiences in the theater, but like I don't know if I want to watch every movie in the theater. I always wait out for like the big tentpole events like Avengers or the Fast and the Furious, which oh my god, I don't know if you guys saw that trailer, like the Fast 9 that came out. Like they're going to space, people. They're going to space. They're going to space. It's finally happening. I cannot wait.
I was waiting for the moment that those motherfuckers went to space. Sorry for the language.
It looks so good.
Yes, they're gonna drift in space. Tokyo drift in space. I want that shit.
You
I
know,
want to see dinosaurs.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
me
gonna
too.
happen.
Fast and Furious movies are my guilty pleasure, honestly.
Oh,
I love
for
those
sure.
movies. They're ridiculous. They're great.
Love 'em.
Um,
I love them.
that's
They're like good.
yeah.
They're good soap operas. I love them. Like, mwah.
Good soap operas.
Give it to me. Give me more. Give me more. Don't let it end. I want more. Like, dude, Han is back. How? That motherfucker died. He blew up in a car. How is he back? Is he a clone? Is he a robot?
There's no deaths in Fast and Furious.
That is
Everybody
true. That
comes
is.
back.
Oh, I remember like Letty died, but no, she just blew away from the explosion. What? Like the explosion
those
sucked her out. I don't know.
movies.
But like those are good movies to watch in the theater. Those big or even scary movies. I think scary movies are good to watch in the theater. You know, to scare everybody together.
Mood.
I think it's a
really
good
for the
mood.
mood.
But other than that, I don't think I would go to the theater to watch every other movie.
I wanna bring up a point that you guys brought that I don't know how to categorize them. Soft movies, like movies that are not normal movies, basically.
Mm-hmm.
More artistic movies, I would say. I feel like the thing is like the market, right? The movie market, because like in a way, Hollywood is kind of dying, and the only thing it has in its pocket is basically like blockbusters. Like a giant lizard fighting a giant monkey. It's like that's like you have like things like that, you know, and I feel like we all here like those movies, and I wouldn't consider them guilty pleasures either. You know, it's like we genuinely like them.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I do feel like in like movies, like you said, like you can only watch in your house, like Jojo Rabbit. I don't know. I feel like they're kind of dying in a sense. Like people are not respecting them anymore. Because I don't know if you knew this, but like years ago in the 70s, the movies that dominated the market were independent, like artsy, well thought out movies like Taxi Driver and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then in the 80s, Jaws came, right? And they made Jaws. And a lot of critics were saying Jaws is the killer of movies.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because Jaws is like one of the biggest classics ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you think about it, it's kind of like that process that has gone out throughout the decade where it's like in like movies like that, well thought out movies that really make you feel that are you know really well made are not anymore important. And it's like, give me a fucking transformer fighting with a dinosaur.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's real, in my opinion, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad that like that aspect of cinema is going away. Like it's almost like I feel like that aspect has gone so much into Hollywood that when they announced Black Panther in the Oscars, I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Why the fuck Black Panther is in the Oscars?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. Hollywood's dying, I feel.
Oh yeah, Hollywood. I mean, Hollywood's always been like a commercial thing, but now they're going full on. Like what you said with like the Black Panther nomination. I think because they were trying to do this nomination that thankfully never went like ever happened. But I think it was like, what was the category called? I think it was called like best popular movie, something like that. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's a real category. Like, gonna put Transformers and stuff like that. I'm like, wow. So thankfully that never happened. And I was like, there's just wow, they're really going there for like the lowest common denominator. Like, oh, Black Panther, it's so popular, like it's getting an Oscar, right? But and they tried like Suicide Squad. Like, let's forget, like Suicide Squad is an Oscar winning movie.
Yeah,
I cannot for best costume. That shit was trash.
Best costume design.
Oh,
and what's
continue.
Sorry. What's funny is that the reason Black Panther was brought into the Oscars is because nobody is watching it anymore. Nobody cares about the Oscars. And that's why I think they made that move. And it's the Academy's own fault in a way, because they've made a lot of mistakes when it comes to integrating a lot of different groups of people in movies. And that's a whole other topic that we can be hours talking about. But the Oscars, in a sense, are dying as well. Hollywood is dying. Oscars are going with it, and they need views to keep going because nobody, as I said, nobody really cares. And what's the best way to make people care? Well, nominate a superhero movie, see if it wins.
Yeah, like that. Oh, that's what people care about, superheroes. Let's put in the Oscars. And like how you said, like Sebastian, like yeah, there are like some superhero movies here and there that have gotten the Oscars. Like Avengers was actually nominated for special effects. You know, Suicide Squad won for makeup, but Black Panther was in Best Picture. Like up there with other great movies that really deserved it. And I don't know, it's funny to think about.
I mean, it's not to say that some superhero movies cannot be nominated for Best Picture if it's really good, but like Black Panther, I might be killed if I'm saying this, it's not that really good. I mean, it's cool. It's not a great movie. It's not a great movie. I'm sorry. It's what it is.
If I were to nominate a superhero movie, honestly, I would nominate something like Logan.
Oh, for sure. That should have been nominated. What?
Logan,
or even the Joker, I guess.
Oh,
it was.
It was nominated, but let's see, it was.
Fucking Phoenix won.
Oh, that's right.
But as Best Picture.
Yeah, I think it was actually nominated for Best Picture, actually.
Okay, so I talk shit. It was nominated. But the Joker is a special case, though, because the Joker is inspired by movies. You mentioned it. It's inspired by Taxi Driver, and it's inspired by The King of Comedy, right?
Yeah, that's another thing I want to bring up. Another thing I want to bring up. Hollywood, because it's dying, right? They know they're dying. They're trying to, because like I saw this interview with Quentin Tarantino. We all know Quentin Tarantino. We love the guy. He said that like the Joker and Ad Astra. I don't know if you guys seen that movie. That's
Brad Pitt movie.
No.
Yeah. Those two movies are actually old movies that have been remaked and nobody noticed. Taxi Driver being Joker and then Ad Astra being Apocalypse Now. And it's kind of funny how, because Hollywood knows it's dying, they're like, let's make ourselves like we're artsy, like, you know, like we're actually Academy Award winners, and it's like they had to bring a superhero character into the picture and make it realistic. And it's like, look, we are actually well thought out people, and we are actually artists. And it's like you might be artists, but you're like forcing it. I don't know.
It's about originality as well. I mean, a lot of the things we've seen, I've come to the point where I pretty much know what's going to happen in a movie as I'm watching it, because
or a TV
show, because it's been done so many times that you think about it and you're like, this is the only conclusion it can have, because we've seen this before. And it's happened. I mean, look at all the Disney remakes that have come out, remaking old classics.
Jesus.
And they haven't been as successful because people are just tired of seeing the same thing. I mean, there's I feel like there's still originality, but people in Hollywood are preferring money to love of film. And I think that's the problem. That's making people just not want to see movies anymore, because I don't want to see a fifth remake of Spider-Man, as much as I love the character. I want to see something new. I want to see something original. I want to see an interesting story. And there's ways you can take old stories and make them new.
And that's why I think and love that there's an avenue for originality, I think, in Netflix, because Netflix buys anything. Like, hey, you want to make a movie? Here's $1,000 million. Do whatever you want. So at least I appreciate it. Netflix has original movies coming out almost every week. So at least we still have that. It's still there. And you're not, I mean, I don't know how much Netflix is winning money out of everything they spent on, but at least there's still that. theaters are not investing much on original stuff, unfortunately, or Hollywood. But Netflix is like, no, no, like, you want something, you got something like interesting, we'll make a movie out of it or a TV show. So Netflix is still going on. Are you guys still watching Netflix? I haven't seen Netflix in months, to be honest.
I still watch Netflix for certain things, but
yeah. Well, like for like,
like,
what do you guys watch on Netflix anymore? I don't even. The last movie I watched was the Under the Wire, something like that. With
as far as movies and series go, I'm not really watching Netflix. But as far as reality shows, such as I think I'm watching right now Formula One, Drive to Survive. That's like a reality show. It's not a movie, so I won't go into detail. But things like that, reality shows. More or less what I watch.
We could also mention TV shows. We don't have to exclude TV shows, but like interesting. Formula One, that's interesting.
I've been watching documentaries in HBO Max. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, all I'm spending my time on is Disney Plus sometimes. HBO Max a lot. I've been like stuck in on HBO Max.
HBO Max is actually really good. I feel like it's really, really good.
And that's
Amazon Prime
a little bit more original stuff.
Oh, yeah, Amazon Prime is pretty good. I've been trying to watch this show. Well, I want to read the book first, but like this Invincible show looks pretty cool.
Oh, the comic book, yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool, but I haven't read the books. I want to read the books first before I do that.
You shouldn't do that.
I shouldn't.
I have this rule that because it has happened to me a lot. Like sometimes it's like, oh, there's this book, right? And I love it, and then I watch the movie, and it's like, oh, this didn't happen. Oh, they took that out. You know, when you're watching the movie of the book, and it's like, and it's like this horrible thing in my head, and the same thing would happen vice versa. I would see the movie first, and then I would read the book, and I was like, it's not that good. So I've dedicated myself, if there's an existing property of something, I'm just gonna watch one thing of it. Like, not if it's a book, I'm gonna read the book. If it's a movie, I'm gonna watch the movie. You know, the same thing happened with me with Umbrella Academy. I don't know if you've watched it.
I haven't seen it.
It's really good. I read the comic books first, and then I watched the show, and I was like, it's not the same. It's not the. But the show ended up being better than the comic book, which is something that kind of never happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like to take those steps. I don't know.
I want to do it because I mean that's the same interesting point because I'm starting to watch like Attack on Titan. I'm finishing it. Don't spoil it, please. Okay. And like a friend of mine's like, you need to read the manga. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that now. Like,
yeah, the manga finished the other day, I think.
Yeah, and I heard it's like the same thing as the show. It's like, do I really want to do that? Oh no. And then I'll compare myself to the book and the manga. I'm like, I don't know. It's gonna.
I feel like manga and anime are different though, because they're really, at least the cases I've seen, right? They're really on par. Like you can open like a manga and you would see the episode and it's like it's literally obviously motion and color, but it's like, oh, it's almost like the same thing. So I feel like it's not that horrible in that aspect. But yeah, it's still two types of entertainment, and it's like you're jumping from one to another, and it's not the same. I don't know.
I think the benefit that anime and manga has as well is that anime can be 500 episodes long as it takes for the manga to end. That's how long the anime is.
Yeah.
And TV and movies, well, you can only do so much with a book translating it to a movie. And you can only do so much with a comic book or a book and translating it to a series. The series usually lasts, the most 12 episodes, maybe 20 or more, but it's limited. Yeah. So there's Western culture isn't as adapted to adapting things in a sense. Right? Yeah. I said the word adapt twice, but I think I got my point across.
That's actually a big complaint. I remember when these movies were popular they're still popular, but like the Harry Potter movies, right? I remember everyone was screaming at me like, "The book is better. They took this out of the book." And it's like, okay, lady, like I don't know, like
Was that
that's
J.K.
some of
Rowling
the,
though?
yeah, it's like trans people don't have rights. What are you saying, lady? Oh my God.
J.K. Rowling,
But
man, fuck her.
but yeah, it's that thing where like how Alex said, it's like it's really hard to translate a book into what, less than 2 hours. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, you take a lot of stuff from the book because you kind of have to sometimes. Or either it's gonna be like Justice League 4 hours long because it's literally the fucking book.
That was an
Yeah.
experiment.
That was I don't know. I think we got to talk about that movie, but I love the fucking I loved it. Oh my god.
You
It
loved
was an
it?
experience. Oh yeah, it was a lot of stuff. It was like this is kind of cheesy sometimes, but I love it. It was
I
a
think
book.
Joseph and I have the same opinion about it, or at least
Yeah.
similar.
Go
not bad.
ahead. Shoot it.
It's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. At the end of the day, it's not a bad movie. I would say it's not a bad movie, but yeah, it's like it is good. It's better than the 2017 one.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's so much better, and I would do say that this movie got me interested in watching the future of the DC universe, which is something that hasn't happened yet to me before. Like with Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, I really didn't care because I really don't like those movies. But yeah, it's I wouldn't say it's like the next best thing since bread. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Like,
No, not
people
that
were
either.
really
No.
screaming. People were really screaming out loud, like, "This is the best thing ever made." And it's like,
no.
People hype things up too much. I think that's also a problem.
Yeah.
Like people hype things up too much. And you see something that everybody has said, like, this is great, this changed my life. God made this movie. And you see it and it's like, did he really? Because I didn't like it.
I feel like that has to do with the Snyder fans. Like, they're really passionate people. Like, really.
I'm gonna say something really controversial.
Go ahead.
Possibly. And Snyder fans can come after me. I don't care. This is an opinion. Zack Snyder has made good movies. He's done good work. One of my favorite movies is Sucker Punch. No, I think I'm one of the few people who like that movie.
I haven't seen it, so I can't say.
But overall, I think that Zack Snyder needs to step back and take a look at his style of directing and think, what can I do that isn't slow motion? And big, ridiculous action scenes that look like they come from old anime.
Yeah.
Because that,
I know.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I know the thing I was gonna say is that he's really repetitive. That's it. Like that's all I think. He's really repetitive.
Yeah, because he has a style. He likes the blue and gray, green screen and slow motion and fast motion and slow motion and fast motion.
Another thing, he hasn't done anything. I wouldn't say original, but he hasn't done anything that's from him, because he started with Dawn of the Dead, I think it is. That's a remake. Yeah. Then he did 300. That's a comic book. Then he did Watchmen. That's a comic book. Then he did Sucker Punch. That's a comic book. And then he did Justice League. That's a whole. And now he's making like this movie, Army of the Dead, which in Netflix, which actually looks okay.
Yeah, it looks ridiculous.
I'm like stick to that, because I feel like people talk a lot of shit about Zack Snyder. Maybe I'm the number one person that does, but like he's a good cinematographer. His movies look beautiful, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Like his movies legitimately look beautiful. Yeah, the whole slow-mo thing, it's annoying.
Distracting.
Yeah, and distracting. Oh my god, 4 hours of the slow-mo. That was
music videos.
You could literally watch the movie, go to the bathroom, come back, and it would still be in the same scene.
The same scene of Flash running.
Yeah, just him. And you'd be like, okay, I didn't miss anything.
Because he loves to make music videos as well. Like put a good song over a slow motion video, and he'll do.
I mean, but you said Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is actually his original movie, I think.
Wait, isn't Sucker Punch a comic book?
I think it's not. I think that Sucker Punch is an original concept. Yeah.
Really? I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, look that up. But I'm almost like certain that that's an original concept. He actually made a whole lore with Sucker Punch.
If it is original, what a weird idea.
I mean, that movie is crazy. And that's why I like it. But it's crazy. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It's really complicated. You have to watch it a couple times to even try to understand it. It looks cool though.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. It looks cool. But I think he's a good director when he's given a good script. You know, when he has like more control. But when he's like, "Oh, do whatever you want, baby," like he's like, "All right, let's go. I'm gonna go crazy." Although Army of the Dead looks like he's him going all out, and it looks amazing. I don't know, it looks stupid, but
But really, as far as I think the hands in cinema is also in the hands of new directors. Right now, we're knowing new directors. James Gunn, Damien Chazelle, who did Whiplash.
Yeah. Jordan Peele, I love Jordan Peele.
Peele, Ari Aster from A24. He's doing an amazing job. We need new directors, basically, and people who are constantly taking film and looking at it and seeing what can I do to evolve this? What can I do to innovate this?
Yeah, A24, they're the best. Like, I don't know if you watch that many movies of them, but man, it's like every movie they make, it's really good.
And original.
Very original.
And original, most importantly, not just original, they have a message that they want to give you, and not just like a giant lizard and a monkey fighting each other. You know what I mean? And it's like, but yeah, it's like, and all their movies are actually really good, and it's kind of funny how they're almost like the counterpart of Hollywood. If Hollywood is this big company that's making like the same thing over and over and over, A24 is like the company, because they are a company, you know, that they're making these great movies like Midsommar, Hereditary, The Lighthouse, The Witch. They're all, funny enough, they're all horror movies, but they made others.
That's actually a point that I was gonna make. As far as other movies are concerned, other genres, they're kind of behind. Horror movies are setting the standard of film lately.
Yeah.
And I think it's because horror movies have the benefit that you can pretty much make anything horrifying if you think about it.
Yeah,
that is true.
I also think why that is happening with the horror genre. I think it's because like the horror genre was kind of dead. Like I remember like 5 years ago going to the theater, and they will always be like the shitty low budget ghost movie. Like I don't know if you remember Truth or Dare, like those shitty movies.
Paranormal Activity.
Because there's Blumhouse. Blumhouse.
Yeah, Blumhouse. Yeah.
You guys don't like Blumhouse? I like Blumhouse.
Even then, that's what I was gonna say. Blumhouse has some good movies because
Get Out.
Happy Death Day. Get Out.
Get Out.
The Invisible Man is from Blumhouse.
Yeah. Oh, that's
it's a really good horror movie. But as I was saying, I lost my train of thought a little bit. Horror movies in general have had a renaissance because before, like as Joseph said, it was Paranormal Activity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It was ghosts
and exorcisms. Yeah. And now there's the whole Conjuring universe,
Yeah.
which I think it's hilarious that horror movies have their own like Marvel-like universe.
Yeah, right.
That's a good thing to talk about. Like how because Marvel did it so well, everybody wants to do the same thing. The Godzilla movies, the Conjuring movies. They were going to do the Dark Universe with the Mummy.
Yeah, failed hard.
Failed so hard. Everybody wants a multiverse basically, and I'm down for it. I don't know why, because I'm stupid for crossovers always.
Too.
But do it well. And at the end of the day, I don't want to see Tom Cruise as the Mummy, to be honest.
No, not at all.
No,
I don't want that.
I think even Johnny Depp was gonna be in The Invisible Man. How is that gonna work out?
Yeah.
Thank God we got the good version of The Invisible Man.
Yeah.
I think a universe can be done, but just don't force it, and don't just make it natural. Make it craft a good universe slowly. It's not like what they did with DCU, where like, all right, fuck, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman, and just have Cyborg is here. Like, no, wait. Like, it's all about Marvel. Marvel's like, we'll make a small little movie with this character, and then, oh wait, who's this guy in the end? And then the next movie's like, oh wait a minute, that guy's in this movie? Like, what?
I feel like they don't do that anymore. Like,
no.
They used to do that, but they don't do it anymore. It's like, okay, you're gonna make this movie, and this movie is connected with the whole universe, like the whole like Marvel. That's actually one of the reasons. I don't know if you guys know who Edgar Wright is. He directed Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim versus
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, he was gonna direct the first Ant-Man. And he had a good idea. There's like these bunch of stories of all the ideas he had. And they told him like, well, you have to connect it to the universe. To the Marvel universe. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It's like, well, you have to do it because you have to connect it. It's like, nah, I'm out. And he went out. Like, it's weird.
That's why I don't like these Spider-Man movies, because they have to be connected completely. They gotta shoehorn Iron Man, they gotta shoehorn all these Avengers stuff, and like, where's Spider-Man though? Like, this next movie is coming up, like everyone's in the movie except Spider-Man. It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, give me Spider-Man.
I feel like those Spider-Man movies get more affected than all of the Marvel movies.
Unfortunately.
And I think it's because Marvel went lazy and they said, they've seen Spider-Man a million times. Let's do our own thing. And it's good that they're doing their own thing, but their own thing is too connected to the universe. Like, this Peter Parker doesn't feel genuine. I don't know. I feel like I'm watching a little kid, and that's the point. I know that's the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's not my Spider-Man.
and we just admitted that Marvel did it right. And even then they have their issues. So if you don't plan things out, and I imagine that Marvel really had this thing planned for it to work out so well. Plus they had a great team. Thanks to I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Happy. That guy, Happy from Iron Man. He is the director of the first Iron Man, right? Thanks to him, basically, the Marvel Universe started, in a sense.
And Kevin Feige, he's the producer of
Feige.
every
Exactly. And so they had a good team, because Jon Favreau, he's a good director. I'll give him that. But the difference with DC, Dark Universe, all these other films, I don't know what they're doing, that they're just not connecting with their audience. And I don't know if it's something going on behind the scenes. I think also that DC has this whole mess where we don't even know what actors are going to be Superman. We don't know if Aquaman is going to still be Jason Momoa. We don't know. We don't know anything going forward. So it's kind of a mess.
It's a mess, but I'm really excited for this new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson, because it looks a gritty like film. Doesn't look like a big bombastic thing. It looks like a Seven kind of movie. He looks awesome. I love Robert Pattinson. Like he's a
Yeah.
fantastic actor. People talk shit about him. Was like, dude, Twilight days are over. Like, get over that shit. He's
Yeah,
not Twilight. He's
people
not
used to talk shit
Vampire Boy
about him
anymore.
before.
He's
Yeah,
amazing.
people
He's
used to talk shit about
incredible.
him.
Oh my
Now
god.
he's good.
Have you guys seen that movie with Tom Holland, Let the Devil In or something like that, with Robert Pattinson?
Oh,
the devil all the time.
The Devil is, oh my
Devil
god,
all
he
the
was
time.
so creepy. I hated him in the movie. I hated Robert Pattinson in the movie, but he was so good. I was like, holy shit, I hate you, but you're so
Hey,
good.
talking about Netflix like having open mind. That's a movie that came out, and it's like yeah, I feel like that movie, if you threw it in theaters, nobody would watch it. It's like, oh, it's that movie that has
Mhm.
Tom Holland. It's like, but because it was in streaming, I feel like it benefited a lot, and also the fact that, again, like Netflix is kind of open minded. They do like really weird sci-fi things that I most of the time like, most of the time I don't like.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah, they take
Also,
chances. I like it. Go ahead.
A Spanish film, like movies made in Spain, they're really original.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of great movies that have come out of that I don't know what they call it over there, Spanish film.
Spanish film, I guess. Right.
And it's not Hollywood,
Normal
but
films.
No, but people are giving it
Yeah.
a chance. Like the shows like La Casa de Papel or Money Heist, super generic English title, but La Casa de Papel,
Yeah.
what other shows? Like those big Spanish shows that even people don't speak Spanish, love. So it's like, I love that Netflix takes risks, and most of the times they fall through and happen and
yeah,
start
it
success.
works out.
Sometimes they don't, but at least they have that
Yeah.
balance, and I like it. But now that we mentioned all these big franchises, I want to ask you guys, like, and you guys better answer correctly before Martin Scorsese or Christopher Nolan kill you guys. Is cinema dead? Especially after the pandemic, is cinema dead?
I'd say
don't-
that. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I'm still thinking, actually.
I'm still thinking. That's why. Go
It's
ahead.
like,
No,
because I can say I don't think it's okay. Martin Scorsese is from that classic era of film, like we're
Yeah.
doing it with the real, we're doing it gritty and raw and shit, which I love. Like those days, I'm not, now we're doing digital and that stuff. Like for him, I guess cinema is more like that raw.
yeah.
We're going to the sets and stuff, not these green screen stuff like that, or these big blockbuster stuff. I think those days of the 70s are over, unfortunately, but or even before that. But we still have people like Taika Waititi who does like Jojo Rabbit, or Christopher Nolan who still wants to do like big like action
Passion projects.
Even with film. He's still a big supporter of film and not digital. We still have some people like Jordan Peele who does original stuff. He's very creative with his scripts. Like tiny stuff.
I don't think cinema is dying per se, because I feel like new directors, right, when they get inspired, they don't get inspired by watching Michael Bay's Transformers. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I think we'll well trusted in our future directors, because most directors always get inspired with like something like Quentin Tarantino, again Martin Scorsese, hell, even Bong Joon-ho, the director of Parasite, Korean director.
Love that movie.
Like things like that, and I feel like I don't think cinema is dying, but it's going through a transition. I feel like that's the best word I can give to you.
Okay.
Because nowadays I don't remember the Mexican movie that got nominated for the Oscars. Roma, yeah. That was like the first time ever a streaming movie got into the Oscars, and like it was kind of a big deal. And I remember before that, Steven Spielberg was saying like, movies and Netflix are not movies, and then like Roma came into the Oscars. It's like, boom, shut up. And like again, I feel like it's a transition. It's a transition that's going on. So yeah, I don't think it's dead.
I don't think it's dead either. I think, as Joseph said, it's going through a period of change. We're changing the way we think of entertainment as a whole, because this streaming culture, it's relatively new. We're just now, and every week I feel like a new streaming service is launched. So I think we're just getting used to the fact that movies are coming out to be just watched at home, and that's going to be a part of our lives from now on, especially when it comes to entertainment. Whether you like it or not, well, that's a personal opinion. But does it mean that movie theaters are going to close and they're going to struggle? It might. We're just going to have to see. Right now with the pandemic, movie theaters are definitely struggling. I mean, so we'll see how that pans out, but I think it's a lot of businesses are struggling. So I think we're not going to see the effects really until this whole thing is over and the economy is moving again. We're not going to see the effects until maybe a year or 2 years later.
True. That's interesting. Well, we'll have to see. Yeah, if we can actually get out of this pandemic, how is the future of cinema going to be? But that's a question I'll ask you at the end. But I want to ask you like 2 quick little questions because I think it's interesting. Like, but I guess do you guys like this idea of drive-in movie theaters? You guys like that idea? You guys not like drive-in movie theaters? I like it. It's pretty fun.
I've never experienced it personally. I've never done it.
It's pretty fun.
Me neither. I think it's really expensive here on the island. Yeah. Because I think a regular movie is like $7, and here in Puerto Rico to watch a drive-in, it's like $20 or more, or like $30.
Something I wanted to bring up about like when we were talking about if cinema is dead and all that. I feel like when you watch a movie, right? Movies are supposed to like make you feel and make you understand something, a message, etc. I feel like when you watch Toretto from Fast and the Furious jump a chasm with his car, you're not gonna be like, I understood that. That made me I'm gonna think about that. Da, da, da. But when you see, I don't know, like when you see something like Leonardo DiCaprio in A Wolf of Wall Street, like really good acting, you know, like real thought out movie, when you see him like almost dying in that movie, and that movie's great, you're like, oh, I learned something from that. Like that was a story. Because like what I like about movies is that they're algorithm. I forgot the word. Allegories. They're allegories, or like they're metaphors for something always, right? And if the director is smart, he will always try to bring you a good message for you to learn with the movie, and that's what I really like about cinema personally. But watching the Avengers fighting a purple guy, even though I love those movies, I'm not gonna be like, man, what a great lesson. So I feel like at the end of the day, we're always going to really appreciate real cinema and not like monkey fighting.
Are you telling me you didn't feel for Don's betrayal in Fast 8? That shit broke my heart. Come on. Go ahead.
I think, what Joseph is saying, I really agree with. Movies are made to capture what it is to be a person, to be human. Really good movies make you think about yourself in that situation. Think about how you would react. Think about those raw human emotions, and I think these are why directors like Martin Scorsese, Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino have been so long running and have such successful careers, is because they take stories and they make them really human. And they might be ridiculous things that are happening, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like that's a ridiculous story. But he brings something humorous to it, brings something human to it, and really captures the feeling of being there. Like Joseph said, Avengers, it's cool. It's fucking amazing. I love those movies, but it's not the same thing. I'm not Black Widow. I'm not Thor. I can't do all those things.
Yeah. That's true.
Another thing I want to bring up, it's like Alex brought a good point where like movies are make you feel and all those things. And a big part that I feel like if people are debating if cinema's dead, I feel like people should debate if good actors are dead. Because like actors, like sometimes they nominate actors and I'm like, he did that role, he was nominated for that? What? And it's like, you know, actors are one of the most important things. They're the people that are trying to give you the plot in a way, or the story, the motion, etc. And I feel like with blockbusters, right? Blockbusters and movies like that, the actors are kind of like dying, because even though Chris Evans is a great Captain America, Robert Downey Jr. is a great Iron Man, etc., like those like roles are not like, man, that deserves an award, this deserves that. And like, I don't know, same thing. Like I said to my friends the other day, it's like, if you are an actor in the King Kong movies or like the Godzilla movies, what are you doing with your career? Like you're just kind of cannon fodder there. Like you're just gonna die. You're just gonna like what? You're really desperate for money, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, yeah, I don't know.
It's an easy paycheck though.
My mom brought a good point, and this is a while ago, and I still remember this. We were watching Zodiac.
Oh,
yeah.
You know, Zodiac has three actually, that are in the Marvel multiverse. Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr. and
Mark Ruffalo.
Right, thank you.
That's right.
My mom said, "Oh, look, that's Iron Man." And, yeah, that's Iron Man. She's like, "Oh, that's cool." And who's the other guy? And like, that's Hulk, Mom. You know who he is. And she's like, "Oh, well, that dude's a good actor, because I didn't realize it was him." But I knew it was Robert Downey Jr. because Robert Downey Jr. plays the same character in all his movies. And I was like, whoa, wow, Mom, what a critic. But she kind of has a point. Good actors, unfortunately, are those that become roles, and you kind of even can't tell it's them. Almost. That's but true. There are actors who play themselves, basically. Robert Downey Jr., like, I love him, but he plays characters that are him, and that's great. But that's his career. Same thing as, let me see, who else I can say that's the same person? Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel?
Yeah,
he's
gonna say that.
The same shirt.
Say Vin Diesel.
White or gray, white or black, like sweatshirt. That's all he wears.
Yeah, that's him with a Corona.
Right.
In his hand.
If he wears black sweatshirt, he's sad. If he's white, he means he's happy.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the next movie. You'll see.
He's happy and enlightened.
Yeah, that's true.
The Rock as well.
Yeah, The Rock plays the same. Yeah, that's true. But you mentioned one of the greatest actors nowadays, and I love the fuck out of this guy. And you mentioned him as Jake Gyllenhaal. Love him. He's a fantastic actor. I think he's like different movies like Enemy. Yes. Prisoners. He was pretty good in Prisoners, and
he was great in Prisoners. Yeah,
Hugh Jackman I love that movie. Holy crap! But Jake Gyllenhaal, I love him in any movie that he's in. He's
Nightcrawler.
Incredible.
Nightcrawler.
He's incredible.
I mean, we can be here all night listing great Jake Gyllenhaal movies. But yeah, he's an amazing actor. He's definitely an actor that has stayed consistent throughout his career as well. He's been good since I've seen him for the first time.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's done it's actually like legitimately good. Maybe not Mysterio, I don't know.
Oh, Mysterio. Oh, he's great in Mysterio as well. But I think I think there's a lot of roles for nowadays that people are going for, like the Marvel movies. Like, I need to be in a Marvel movie. Yeah. I need to be in the DC movie. Like, that's where people are heading. And I get it. I mean, there's money. They need the money. They need that franchise to get that.
Yeah, there's so many good actors in those superhero movies. I don't know why. I think it's the paycheck.
Yeah, just give
Yeah,
me
it's
that
a
paycheck, bro. Give me that franchise.
It's a paycheck and the contracts. The paycheck, because if you're a
True.
superhero and you're gonna be in this multiverse and you're gonna have a role for like what the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Look
Even
at Chris Evans.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
no, let me get back on that shit. Like I was kidding.
Yeah.
Don't kill me off.
And that's the thing. Marvel movies have great actors, but at the same time, they become known for those characters and their career suffers a little
Yes,
bit.
yes,
Look at
That's true.
yeah.
Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett
Mhm.
Johansson did great movies before doing Black Widow. Amazing
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, lost
Or
in
Chris Hemsworth.
translation.
I think
Yeah.
Chris is the best example because people are like, oh, he's cute, but make more Thor. Make more Thor movies. Like that
Yeah.
Extraction movie, like I don't know if people saw that movie that much.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth, he's made what a few movies. He tried to do serious acting for a bit. He did like that
Yeah.
Moby Dick movie and
Oh,
that
yeah. Black
that
Hat.
movie where he was a hacker.
Yeah, hot hacker. Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't
Black
really.
Hat.
Black
Yeah.
Hat. Yeah. Just doesn't work
But
I
out.
remember that name. I don't know why.
It's like he
I
will
don't know.
forever be Thor.
Yeah, unfortunately. And Chris Evans has been in a lot of indie movies and good indie movies, but people don't really recognize him for that type of stuff. So at the end of the day, then Marvel has really taken over your career.
That's true. It's something. It's kind of a blessing. It's like, oh my god, these great actors and these properties they're portraying these characters so well. Some of them are wasted. Like a lot of people, some great actors are kind of wasting these roles. But a lot of times, like yeah, now they're gonna be stuck in this franchise for a long time, and we won't see them in anything else. So it's kind of a 50-50 thing. But I don't know. I still love seeing like people like Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie in these great roles and these great shows, and so I don't know. It's something of a balance there. But I want to ask you guys this last question because this is something I think people want to know. People want to question each other. What is the future of cinema for you guys? And what is the future that you guys want to see with cinema or movie theaters or around that? Whoever wants to start. As a thinker.
You go, Alex.
Well, I think I want to see more original stories. I think that I'm cool with the blockbuster movies. They're always going to exist. They're fun to watch. And the special effects and the digital stuff and the CGI, it keeps evolving and that's interesting to watch, honestly. But I also want to see more original stories and I want to see up and coming directors. I really want to see new talent as far as directors go. So that's what I want to see in cinema going forward.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
I would say the same thing. I would like that, like something that always has bothered me, right? It's like Lighthouse, right? Great movie, amazing movie. You go to the movie theaters, it's not there. At least here in Puerto Rico, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you go into those theaters, it's like, oh, like Lighthouse not here. I kind of wish like more independent movies that are legitimately good. Like it's not like every independent movie has to go into theaters because some of them are bad. But I kind of wish like more recognition on that aspect. Like I'm saying more A24 movies in theaters.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be way easier.
Yeah. Yeah. But something like that. I don't know. And yeah, how I said earlier, I don't think cinema's dead. I do still want movie theaters to be alive because I feel like they're important. Being in your house all day is horrible. I feel like we all can agree with that with quarantine and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So it is important, not just for the industry, but for your health. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. I want, although I said in the beginning, like I don't miss theater that much, movie theaters, but I still, I don't want to say I want to let it die though. I still want to go through those big movies, but not just that. Sometimes I do want to see Lighthouse in the theater. Like, oh, I want to watch it in a big screen. I want to do that, or I want to watch some Wes Anderson movie. I want to do that. Sometimes I will have that that desire, but at the same time, I will love now. I will love. I mean, I will love if they do this. If now from now on, they do what HBO Max is doing, like same day movie theater, same day at home. You can watch it however you want. You get money both ways. I think that'd be great. People don't want to leave like me. Great. People want to go out in theater every
That's a good
time.
option.
You got them. So if Netflix can do that, and if Amazon can do that, if every studio can agree to do that, I think it could be good. Or at least I don't know. We'll see how HBO Max is doing after this year, if it worked out for them or not. But I think it's something I would. That's the future. I will love that. I will love that. I will love that the future of cinema, and for directors like Martin Scorsese to do. I don't know, all the movies they want to do, like The Irishman. I want to do a 3+ hour movie with Robert De Niro. Okay, you can do it. Netflix wants you to do it. Awesome. I don't know. I want this avenue, so I we'll see. We'll see how it goes after this pandemic. I don't know how it's gonna be. If it's gonna be a lot, I don't know. Maybe theaters will die in 2022. We'll see. You heard it here first. But this is awesome. This is a great conversation. Thank you guys for being here and talking movies with me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is what I wanted for what good time. I couldn't find a good crew, so I think I found a great crew that is as passionate as I am about movies. So thank you guys for just being here. So this is awesome. But pick 3 little plug seeds right now for your little podcast. Let me talk about it.
Yeah, if you want to keep hearing us talk shit about different topics, we have our own podcast, me and Joseph. We are part of Podrriqueños. We are available in Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We talk about, as I said, a variety of topics, not just movies. We talk about pretty much anything under the sun.
And think about Puerto Rico, actually.
Yeah, specifically things pertaining to our experiences in Puerto Rico, which is a crazy country.
And you can follow us and listen to us on Spotify or Anchor.
Awesome. Yeah, so check their podcast out. It's great. And yeah, if you want to know something about like, how are Puerto Ricans or how's stuff in Puerto Rico? Well, here you go. You'll find out.
How crazy Puerto Ricans are.
Yeah, how crazy is Puerto Rico? I heard some crazy stuff. I'm like, you'll find out. So check them out. I think, but yeah, this is a great episode. Hopefully, you guys, if you still want to do this with me, we can do it consistently. If you guys want to up to that, I think you guys are a good crew for this kind of podcast. It's really fun. So check them out. And you guys want to follow you individually on social media or not?
Yeah, my Instagram is katana.ams. And I don't know if Joseph wants to give out his social media.
You can follow me on Instagram, bootyful with the 1 L _ Joe.
All right, sounds amazing. So you guys, you know where to follow me. I'll just write it right here. So thank you guys for watching Hablando Movies. I think it was a great topic. A lot of conversations. We a lot of variety in here. So I think this was great. Thank you guys here again for being here with me. Thank you guys for watching. So please like, share, subscribe. We're nearing the 500 subscribers. Do it, goddammit. Do it. You better subscribe. I won't like you anymore. So please, let's do it. We're getting there. Thank you guys for watching. Mi nombre es Sebastián Sierra. Ella es Alexandra. Él es Joseph. So seguiremos aquí hablando shit.